Lay. What's up? Yeah. Yeah.
Kane is in the building.
Yeah! Alright, already the show goes on all night.
A gathering for NASCAR. Race fans expressing their freedom to root for their favorite driver in the ultimate test of speed and endurance. The tradition continues. The Coca-Cola 600. It's NASCAR's longest, fastest night. And it's now on Fox. NASCAR on Fox welcomes you live to hot and steamy Charlotte Motor Speedway. The Coca-Cola 600, a NASCAR tradition, an American celebration. Really quite a scene here. Dale Earnhardt Jr. looking for his first win of this season. Carl Edwards hoping to backflip in victory lane, and Danica Patrick finished 13th in the race here yesterday. You'll see them all tonight as the drivers are eager to take part in one of the crown jewels of the sport on racing's greatest day. Hi, I'm Chris Myers, along with Darrell Waltrip, Michael Waltrip, and glad you could join us for a night of racing and remembrance. And during our pre-race show, you'll see a list of names on the bottom of the screen. It's a parade of American heroes, a special tribute to the over 400 members of our armed forces who in the last year paid the ultimate price for our country. They are in our thoughts tonight and all days and all nights. And I know a lot of people around the country proud, as we are, to be a part of this special event.
Yeah, we're here to honor our military and say thank you for all they've done. But as walking around in the garage area this morning, early this afternoon, it's a celebration. These people are here to have a party. They want to watch cars race, and this is no better place to race than Charlotte.
I love this day. It's a great day of racing, as we all know. It's the greatest day of the year for racing. We started this morning with champagne and caviar in Monaco. Then we eased on down to Indy and had a little milk after we won the race. Tonight, folks, it's beans and barbecue. Nice. We're going to get it on. We're going to have a party right here tonight.
After 600 miles, let's check the storylines on the hot drivers coming into tonight. 12th race of the year. Well, Jimmy Johnson, he's won the last 2 races, led the most laps, and he's led in 7 straight races. Kyle Busch won at Richmond, but in the last 3 races, he's been in the top 5. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the lead lap every race this year, and he's currently 3rd in points. So let's talk about this extra 100 miles among the hot drivers. Who has the edge?
Well, you know, I like that 48 and 88. I think those guys are that Hendrick bunch, right? Yeah. Big names win big races.
And they're both big names in Earnhardt Jr. and Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, I think you got to give Kyle Busch the tip of the hat tonight. He's won, been top 3 in the last 4 races here and has a fast car. Talked to his crew chief Dave Rogers. He said, this kid's determined. We think we'll get the win tonight.
All right, let's look at some drivers who are struggling a bit coming into this special race. Jeff Gordon has finished 21st or worse in the last 4 races, but there's a big name anxious to win. Ryan Newman hasn't been in the top 10 since he won at Martinsville in April. And Biffle, he had the blown engine of the All-Star race. That points lead, he's been steady, but the lead is shrinking. It's down to just 2 points over Matt Kenseth.
Yeah, 5 races ago, he had a 19-point lead. His motor blew up the other night in the All-Star race. He's 0 for 18 here at Charlotte, so he's back on his heels a bit.
Jeff Gordon has all the experience in the world. He is an experienced driver. That's what will carry him through this slump he's in. But, Chris, he is overdrawn at the luck bank. Now, when you've been in the sport this long, you use up a lot of luck, and I think he's just a little overdrawn right now.
If anybody can change their luck in one race, he can. Already 11 races this year. We've had 4 that have had green, white checker finishes. That's overtime. That's how competitive and how close it's been. As we count you down to the 600-mile race tonight, here's what's around the turn. You'll get to know a World War II veteran, also a NASCAR Hall of Famer. In honor of Memorial Day, we sat down with Bud Moore to talk about his soldier story. We'll chat live with the red-hot Jimmy Johnson, and Danica Patrick will join us. The Coca-Cola 600, our special Memorial Weekend, continues here on Fox.
the left. I even had a line. Watch out for my wrists! But instead of downloading the video of my performance, he downloaded an app. I know. You're close to your data limit and had to choose. So my play lost out to a MicroStrategy app. I don't even know what that is. Or whatever it is, I hope you like it.
Why limit your iPhone? Switch to Sprint, the only network with truly unlimited data for your iPhone.
Today my journey brings me to Charlotte, North Carolina, where I spend the day with Geico driver Casey Mears. I told him the secret to saving money on car insurance. He told me the secret to his car setup. First, he adjusts his speed. And a quarter cup of pineapple juice. Or was that the secret to his barbecue sauce?
Hey, secret sauce.
Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Can a sport change the way we think about air quality? Can it change the way we think about performance? Or even inspire pride in American ingenuity? After more than 1 million miles of racing with homegrown ethanol, we've reduced emissions by more than 20% while stepping up force numbers. It's a game changer we're proud to be.
Soy mexicano, americano.
Cubana, americana.
Dominicana, americana.
Mexicano, americano.
Colombiana y americana.
Americana como tú.
Americano como tú. Americano como tú.
This summer, say hola to the new Spanish language broadcast network for you. Mundo Fox, Americano como tú.
NASCAR on Fox Free Race Show is sponsored by Coca-Cola. Refresh with @Coca-Cola Racing on Twitter. Coca-Cola, open happiness. Good to see that one of the drivers for the legendary Richard Petty, his race team, Eric Almirola, had the fastest car, won the pole. The U.S. Air Force sponsors his car. Almirola born on an Air Force base in Florida. Welcome you back inside our Hollywood Hotel, and in many ways, NASCAR and our military are forever linked. Bud Moore is a member of the Hall of Fame for his work as a champion car owner with 63 wins, including back-to-back titles with driver Joe Weatherly. A veteran of World War II, Bud Moore considers himself a country mechanic. His country considers him a lot more.
My name is Walter M. Bud Moore. I was named after my father, and his name was the same, and except everybody knows me as Bud Moore. Got out of high school on June the 1st to June the 2nd, and the next day I had my draft papers. I was in the Army full-time in August of 1943, and I took 13 weeks basic training. They shipped us out of there, and we got on this big Liberty ship. They told us we was going to start making amphibious landing on the English coast, and we was going to practice. And they pulled this map down and said this is what's going to happen, and that's when he started briefing us about D-Day landing. We got out there and we moved out, and we saw nothing but ships. There were just hundreds and hundreds of them, just all you could see. And we knew then that there wasn't no doggone dry run. They just fooling us a little bit on that part. In the morning they started blasting the coast with all them 16-inchers and all this kind of stuff. I'm telling you, they tore that French coast up. It was something else. And we said, boy, this would be a piece of cake. Ain't gonna be nobody alive over there. How wrong we were. Once that landing craft goes in, the front end goes down, and it hit the water of the beach, all I could see, just barely what I could see, was the coast. And I went straight across there the best I could, got on the other side, and sat down behind the sand dune. But that was something else. I don't want to go through that again. These planes started coming, we kept looking up at them and all this, and the 82nd 101st Airborne landed right in front of us. We said, boy, that looks good. That's our guys. And it really made us feel good. It wasn't a German aircraft. When we did hit the beach over there, we were in the 3rd Army with General Patton, and one thing about Patton, he was determined to go, and what he did and how he did it. Especially, I can remember one time we took this German town. We took it 3 times, and the Germans would take it back. Patton says, we're going to take this town and better damn sight not give it up, because we mean to keep it this time. And we kept it too. I had 5 Purple Hearts and 2 Bronze Stars. I got discharged November 15th, 1945. I'm thankful that with all the guys that lost their lives in World War II that I was with and all this. And I just think that, you know, that the people ought to realize just exactly what Memorial Day is all about.
Tremendous courage, a one-man story, but so many that we'll always remember and be appreciative for. But more, celebrating his 87th birthday on Friday. You had a Hall of Famer yourself, Joe. You drove for him.
Listen, I drove for the Hall of Famer. He was a no-nonsense kind of guy. You did it his way or you hit the highway. I lasted 7 races.
Which way?
You know, brother, what I love about Bud, he's a leader. And that's what you need in NASCAR. Race car drivers need leaders. Remember last week, Carl Edwards telling us about his crew chief, Bob Osborne? Bob said, I'm going to tell you what to do, Carl. You go do it. That's perfect for a race car driver. There's a lot going on. He doesn't need to worry about the rules. Just focus.
Especially tonight, a very long night. Bud Moore admires, by the way, the way Kyle Busch races today. And Ryan Newman driving the 39 car, sponsored by the U.S. Army. On behalf of the Army, Ryan has reached out to a great many soldiers, offering them words of encouragement and thanks. There's a special connection between Newman, Afghanistan, a soldier, and a dog.
The goal of our foundation is to raise awareness and to raise funding to help out with animal welfare. And a soldier who was in Afghanistan found a dog, and the dog became his best friend. His name was Trigger. Got him back to reunite him in the United States. We can help out not just with anybody, but with the U.S. Army soldier to reunite somebody who helps to contribute to our country and its freedom with a loved one. And even if it has 4 legs, that's what we'll do.
Thank Ryan for that. He's all smiles, glad to be here, starting 16th in tonight's race. We're counting it down, along with Danica Patrick. We'll hear from her, also Jimmy Johnson as well. The Coca-Cola 600 race weekend kicked off Friday with the annual Coca-Cola Family Track Walk and Summer Cookout. Race ticket holders enjoyed some active family fun at Charlotte Motor Speedway with drivers and fans, and the Coca-Cola Family Track Walk program is another example of the Live Positively philosophy in motion, something they certainly are holding up.
If you're one of the millions of men who have used Androgel 1%, there's big news. Presenting Androgel 1.62%. Both are used to treat men with low testosterone. Androgel 1.62% is from the makers of the #1 prescribed testosterone replacement therapy. It raises your testosterone levels and is concentrated so you could use less gel. And with Androgel 1.62%, you can save on your monthly prescription.
Dosing and application sites between these products differ. Women and children should avoid contact with application sites. Discontinue Androgel and call your doctor if you see unexpected signs of early puberty in a child, or signs in a woman which may include changes in body hair, or a large increase in acne possibly due to accidental exposure. Men with breast cancer, or who have or might have prostate cancer, and women who are or may become pregnant or are breastfeeding should not use Androgel. Serious side effects include worsening of enlarged prostate, possible increased risk of prostate cancer, lower sperm count, swelling of ankles, feet, or body, enlarged or painful breasts, problems breathing during sleep, and blood clots in the legs. Tell your doctor about your medical conditions and medications, especially insulin, corticosteroids, or medicines to decrease blood clotting.
Talk to your doctor today about Androgel 1.62% so you can use less gel. Log on now to androgeloffer.com and you can pay as little as $10 a month for Androgel 1.62%. What are you waiting for? This is big news.
But I gotta get stuff done.
NASCAR on Fox pre-race show is sponsored by 5-Hour Energy. 5-Hour Energy salutes the troops.
Last time on NASCAR on Fox, it was a night for the ages in Darlington as Jimmy cruised to victory lane for owner Rick
York's 200th win. Then, last week, five-time fattened his wallet by cashing in on a $1 million win at the All-Star race. Look out, because the Dominator is back.
Five-time Mr. 200, a tough combination back at the Hollywood Hotel on this Memorial Day weekend with 3 wins in this race. Jimmy, the guy at a beat, starts tonight from row 2, and we welcome the driver of the 48 Deloge Chevrolet as he's on his truck touring, saying hi to the fans before the race. Jimmy, thanks for being with us. How do you prepare for that extra 100 miles mentally, physically for tonight?
It's just all preparation. I mean, we do everything before we get here and make sure that we're ready from a nutrition standpoint, hydration. But then during the race, you just have to remind yourself on the mental aspect and save your equipment if you can. And certainly reminders from the crew chief telling you how many laps to go are helpful. It's a long race, and we have this time clock in our heads, if you will, around a 500-mile mark. And it starts dinging basically, and you're like, oh wait, I still have a lot more to go.
Hey Jimmy, it's CW. I love your Dan Welding glasses. A nice tribute. And you're hitching a ride like right now. What did you think last week when Mr. H stuck his head in and say, hey dude, can I ride?
Well, he wanted to ride, then he wanted out, but he was stuck. So then he had to go along for the ride with his foot stuck under the dash. I hope to get to victory lane tonight, and we'll figure out a different way to take him down the front stretch.
Right on the hood.
Hey Jimmy, it's Michael. Last week, that 48 car was amazingly fast. I'm pretty sure it's the same one tonight, right? You just brought it back.
No, I wish. That car was so nice. With us checking in on Thursday, like we do here for qualifying, we didn't have enough time from when we received the car from the tech center to get it turned around in here. It's here as a backup, but that opportunity is long past, thankfully. But we have a great race car, and what I felt in the practice sessions in the heat of the day, especially how hot it was yesterday, the car was much more comfortable for me than our All-Star cars. So as you and DW both know, you need that in a 600-mile race, so I feel real good about our chances tonight in our Lowe's Chevrolet.
Starting in row 2. All right, Jimmy, thanks. We'll be watching closely tonight. Take care.
Thank you, and I just want to send a big shout out to all the men and women that have served our country. Happy Memorial Day, and I thank you, everybody.
All right, we appreciate it.
Good luck, man.
Jimmy on his way to the Hall of Fame once he does decide to call it a career. The 2013 class from the NASCAR Hall of Fame announced. Two-time champ Buck Baker, Cotton Owens, Herb Thomas, Rusty Wallace, and Leonard Wood of the Wood Brothers. And Jeff Gordon had I-85 named in his honor as well. You can choose which of the top 4 qualifiers will finish best in tonight's race. Text FAST to 34763 or go to AT&T fastestdriver.com to play. You'll have a chance to win 4 Gs just by playing along tonight. Brought to you by the nation's largest 4G network. Rethink possible. Coming up on NASCAR on Fox, we'll take a moment and talk to Danica Patrick. The marathon race tonight, she's one of the drivers you'll see in the Coca-Cola 600 Live here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
When Ken Butler paired Mark Martin and me to drive for Aaron's this season, I thought, what is KB thinking? Being Mark Martin? I mean, I know Mark's a future Hall of Famer. I just wish he didn't wreck me all the time, or clean up after me, or just be so Mark with me. But on the other hand, I do love how Mark loves Aaron's as much as I do. The way Aaron's is ready to trust people when other stores won't. How Aaron's is there for people when their credit card isn't. But sometimes, I just wonder, does he think he's above me? Well, not literally, of course.
So you two are going to love this place. You know, for $20 you can each choose an entree from an incredibly limited menu and share an appetizer. It's like one bite that's gone, right? We love it.
I am not sharing an appetizer. 2 for $20 at Golden Corral is back. It's non-stop appetizers, salads, all-you-can-eat entrees, desserts, including the amazing chocolate wonderfall. It's unlimited deliciousness. It's the ultimate 2 for $20 dinner buffet, Monday through Thursday. Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness.
Sign up now for NASCAR Fantasy Live and go head-to-head against your friends in the first-ever NASCAR game with live in-race scoring. NASCAR Fantasy Live, only at NASCAR.com.
Families swap their imports for a Ford.
The Escape definitely fits my lifestyle. Plenty of room to go camping or take road trips.
It is 28 miles a gallon.
That's pretty awesome.
We should talk about the Edge.
This EcoBoost has been amazing. It feels like I'm driving a V6.
What about the My Ford Touch?
I love the My Ford Touch.
Save the POI category.
Shopping.
Drive Escape with up to $3,500 cash back or 0 for 60 plus $2,000 cash back. Hurry into your local Ford dealer today.
You don't want to give this car to me?
I do, but what would they think?
I take care of all kinds of things around here.
When people come to me with questions about health coverage, I need answers fast. No, you can't expense your haircut. I don't have time to go to different companies for dental and vision. Well, you're not keeping the rental car, so who cares if it's red? I need a company that can do it all, kind of like me.
With affordable group plans and programs that reward your employees for doing the right thing, and the most widely accepted insurance card, you carry us because we carry you. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee. Health, wellness, dental, vision.
What if there was a place where eating felt more like dining? Introducing the new Ruby Tuesday, where you can have experiences you can't have anywhere else. Like a create-your-own garden bar that comes free with each of our 30 chef-inspired items starting at $9.99, like a Cajun jambalaya pasta and Asiago peppercorn sirloin. Experience dining with any of our 30 items, all served with our free garden bar, starting at $9.99. The new Ruby Tuesday. It's all good here.
2.5 Men, weeknights at 6 and 6:30 on Fox 17. Getting you ready for the start of the 600-mile race, 400 laps on this Memorial Day weekend. We continue to list the names of those who have died while serving our country in the past year. A triple-header day of racing around the country. The world's most famous street race in Monaco. Mark Webber of Australia started on the pole, led most of the race except for a few pit stops, and wound up being the winner in two-time Grand Prix of Monaco winner. The Indy 500, the world's most famous oval. Takuma Sato crashed for the final lap, challenging Dario Franchitti, who went on to win his third Indy 500 for Chip Ganassi, his fourth overall with Scott Dixon. It was a 1-2 finish for Chip. Danica Patrick finishing 10th in last year's Indianapolis 500. This year, Danica left Indy behind, saw her future full-time in NASCAR, the third Cup race for the driver who combines talent behind the wheel with charisma in front of the camera.
Danica's racing in the Coke 600 this week instead of the Indy 500.
Danica Patrick is the first woman in 36 years to attempt the Coca-Cola 600. Yesterday, she raced 300 miles in a preliminary event, 600 miles tonight, longer than you have ever raced before. Your thoughts going into this race?
You know, there's a lot made about the distance of this race, and it is a long race, that's for sure. But I think more than anything, I'm hopeful that the car is consistent. I hope it's comfortable to drive. Although what I'm learning is these Cup cars are they're really hard. They're really hard to drive. So I'm just getting used to it, and I just hopefully I can just keep up and improve throughout the day, and you know, put the GoDaddy car in a respectable position at the end of the race. And I'd like Darlington. More importantly than even probably finishing the race, I just kind of want to run okay. You know, I want to keep up. I want to pass a few cars, and so that's what I'm hoping for today. And we'll see what happens, though. This is going to be challenging. It's hot and sunny out now, and it's going to get cool and probably a little looser later, so got to keep up with that.
Your fans wish you the best, and so do we.
Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Thanks.
Thanks, Nick and Danica. Time for Gas to Go. You have questions, they have answers.
Even think about it.
You're on the clock for both of you. I'll start with you. Who's more popular, Danica or Dale Earnhardt Jr.?
Well, can I be politically correct and say Junior is the most popular male driver, race car driver, and Danica, one of the most recognized athletes in the world. I would put her at the top of the list as well.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the face of NASCAR, and it's a nice face, I think.
All right. And Danica said, by the way, Danica, considering next year,
she's going to run both races. That's one thing she said to me.
The Indy 500 and the Coke 600.
Try to run them both next year.
Something that has been done before, but not your turn yet. All right, Michael, with his outburst at Darlington, Kurt Busch, former Sprint Cup champ, it permanently damaged, or is it resurrection continues?
I think it's resurrection continues. If Kurt Busch has a sponsor, he can get about any car in this garage area. He's fast, and he's a talented race car driver. He needs a little bit of structure, some discipline, but I like Kurt Busch. I think he can get a ride.
He needs Bud Moore.
All right, fined and on probation for that incident. Darrell, who outside the top 10 in points so far has the best chance of winning their first race of the season tonight?
Yeah, you know, it could be Clint Boyer. It could be Casey Kane. Those are two real good prospects. I put a little bit of money on those two guys if I were you.
And Jeff Gordon, certainly a name we could watch.
It better be Jeff Gordon if he's getting the championship battle.
Michael, is Carl Edwards in a good position? He was the points leader last year. He's 10th this year at this point.
You know, he's struggling because of what he did last year. He couldn't close the deal on that championship. Remember Denny Hamlin in 2010 didn't win the championship? He didn't wake up till the start of the 2012 season. Carl's in a bit of the same funk.
Yeah, Tony Stewart didn't wake up till the end when it mattered. All right, for both of you, we'll start with you. And this from our fan on Twitter, John Moody _ asks, what is the biggest surprise so far in 2012 in NASCAR?
I'd have to say Martin Truex Jr. I mean, he's 6th in the points. He's had a couple of races. I mean, he just could almost reach out and grab them. I think this guy, and I love his glasses, I think this is a guy that's sitting there ready to go.
7 different winners in the last 7 races, 4 overtime finishes in NASCAR, intense competition. That's my storyline.
You can send your questions to NASCAR on Fox on Twitter using the hashtag #GasAndGo. Darrell will lead us with the invocation before he heads up to the booth. Michael and I from the Hollywood Hotel. This special Memorial Day weekend continues.
Hey race fans, with truly unlimited data on the Sprint Network, you can keep up with all the Sprint Cup Series action throughout race weekend. I'm out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway catching up with the drivers before they take their qualifying lap. So for those of you who can't be at the track or near TV, you can watch qualifying live with the NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile Android app. Want to listen in on the chatter every weekend? Well, with the NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile Android app, you can hear live in-car audio for every driver on the track. Hey Brian, think we should tune into you and Clint this weekend?
No, unless you want to hear it back here.
Live qualifying, in-car audio, and live race radio. Your love for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series has no limits thanks to truly unlimited data on the Sprint Network. Find out more at sprint.com/speed.
It's more than just oil, it's liquid engineering.
There are forces in nature which simply cannot be harnessed. Anger Management, the new comedy series, premieres June 28th on FX.
Hunters and anglers are the real heroes when it comes to wildlife conservation in our state. Show your support by purchasing a license this year online or text TWRA to 45203. Message and data rates may apply.
What if there was always something good on? Xfinity On Demand has thousands of movies, TV shows, and more, 90% of them free. And Xfinity On Demand is also online, on multiple devices. Another part of your ultimate entertainment experience only from Xfinity. Satellite is nothing like this. Switch to Xfinity TV from Comcast for $29.99 a month for 6 months and get Xfinity Stream Fix free for 3 months. Plus, ask how you can get up to $250 back. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Not only are Ford of Murfreesboro and Ford Lincoln of Franklin celebrating Memorial Day weekend, we are also celebrating our 1-year anniversary. Combine our Memorial Day offers with our 1-year anniversary specials to get twice the savings. Like new 2012 Fusion S, now reduced to just $17,999. Or 2012 F-150 Super Cab XLT, just $23,999. Plus military members get additional military rebate, up to $500.
Come see me, David Lee, at Ford of Murfreesboro.
I'm Greg Brown. Come see me at Ford Lincoln of Franklin.
Here at the Charter International Dateline Facility, scientists are working on the technology of tomorrow, like 30 for 30. Faster than any Uber speed for only $30 a month, with the bandwidth to support more devices than any other internet provider. Oh, that's run. Unless...
It's not Walkstein Bratwurst.
Nope. Experience the power of 30 for 30 and let it all in. Tennessee hunters and anglers are the real heroes when it comes to wildlife conservation in our state. Show your support by purchasing a license this year online or text TWRA to 45203. Message and data rates may apply.
More than 130,000 fans from all 50 states, more than a dozen foreign countries, and watching. 600 miles of racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
and remove your hats as the United States All-Army Color Guard presents our nation's colors. And a special thanks to our soldiers located in the grandstands out of Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Please remain standing as NASCAR Hall of Famer and winningest driver of the Coca-Cola 600, Darrell Waltrip, offers our invocation.
Shall we pray? Lord, tonight these drivers compete for the checkered flag, and I pray, Lord, that you'll protect them and keep them safe. Lord, it's Memorial Day weekend, and it's the American flag and the men and women who defend our country with honor, dignity, and courage that we pay tribute to. Lord, this is a special day for our troops, both past and present, and their families. Lord, the oath of this country is in God we trust. And I pray, Lord, that we would put our trust in you, for you are the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
That our flag
The NASCAR industry has launched NASCAR Unites and American Salute, supporting U.S. military and their families. For more information, go to NASCAR.com/unites or on Twitter @NASCAR Unites.
Smell it? Why, that's on me. She probably got the cheese.
Oh, and then Cody, hang on. Todd, your old man is here.
You were the worst parent ever. I was awesome. I remember me having to drive you home because you were too drunk. And somebody's hammered to have another guy drive home. I was 8. You drove like a champ, too. Huh? That's my boy. Rated R.
Nice entrance. Weak suit. Score! Grilled cheese bacon burger.
The amazing grilled cheese bacon thick burger. New at Hardee's.
Here at the International Dateline, Charter scientists are bringing you tomorrow's technology today.
Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning. Like the nation's most powerful internet and TV in HD with free DVR. Record your favorite shows to watch on your schedule. Anytime in the future.
Good morning, Doctor.
Get a free DVR when you bundle and let it all in.
Good meeting, JJ. Thanks for coming in from New York, New York. Sure. Jill, can you summarize the recap?
Just a minute.
Yeah, we started by beginning at 9 a.m. in the morning.
Hey, you guys hear? Fifth Third Bank has a card that combines credit and debit.
What?
No redundancy at all whatsoever?
One card does both.
Just could ruin and destroy us. Tell me you're kidding. Or joking.
I'm not kidding. Or joking, even.
The Duo card. Credit and debit in one. From the curious minds at Fifth Third Bank.
I love Academy Sports and Outdoors. You've got great shoes, workout gear, golf, plus you got everything for the outdoors.
Ooh, Danica Patrick.
What does she know about sports?
Cute. Faster! Bring the heat! Chuck Fest, look alive!
Academy Sports and Outdoors. I'm good. Right stuff, low price, every day.
Need safe and reliable drivers? Superior Driver Source has the solution. We provide your company the drivers you need when you need them.
Superior Driver Source is always available and is always professional.
Call Superior Driver Source today to experience the difference.
Get your news an hour earlier. Fox 17 News at 9.
Like us on Facebook for your chance to win prizes.
I love telling big stories about big heroes, but at the end of the day, real life is better than any story. Our servicemen and women are the real heroes. Every day they make the sacrifices for their country, for my country, for my son's country. The USO gives us real ways to support our real heroes. There is a way we can say thanks. You can go to USO.org and make a real difference in their lives today. Do it.
The start of the Coca-Cola 600 coming up in moments. Here's Jeff Hammond with our University of Farmers Report.
Preparation is the key to winning. But when things go wrong,
it's even more important. NASCAR builds one of the safest cars in the racing industry today, where from time to time, it's necessary to extract the driver, and they have probably the best trained safety teams in the country. Over 150 instructors and 8,000 safety workers have been trained, just like myself, to show how to cut the windshield, cut these safety bars to get to the driver so that we can get him out of the car safely and into the necessary care centers to treat him. That's the main thing about it. These teams are ready to go in a moment's notice, and you can see they're well prepared. For NASCAR, safety is number one, and they raise the bar each and every day.
Thanks, Jeff. A lot to cover on a long night of racing. 10 different winners in the last 10 Charlotte races.
Here to deliver the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome United States Navy retired Rear Admiral and Senior Vice President for Marketing and Communications at the USO, Frank Thorpe, along with Director of the United States Army Wounded Warrior Program, Colonel Gregory Gadsden, and actress Brooklyn Decker.
To honor the importance and the spirit of Memorial Day, Coca-Cola and the USO are proud to salute America's servicemen and women everywhere around the world. To give the command here today, we have chosen Colonel Greg Gadsden, Director of the U.S. Army Wounded Warrior Program. Joining him is his friend and special guest from the movie Battleship, actress Brooklyn Decker.
Everyone please join us in saying these famous words. Drivers, start your engine!
600 miles to cap the triple-header day of racing across the globe. Here in Charlotte, Michael Waltrip, Chris Myers of the Hollywood Hotel. We welcome in Darrell Waltrip along with Larry McReynolds and Mike Joy, who bring you the race every weekend here on Fox. And Mike, it's hard to hold your emotions when you see a pre-race ceremony like we just witnessed.
Chris Marcus Smith and his folks have done a fantastic job saluting our nation's military, and in a way we pay tribute as these cars fire up and get ready to run here, Darrell, for 400 laps, because there is a certain kind of military toughness that's required to get to the finish line first tonight.
Everybody talks about physical fitness, physical toughness. Let me tell you what the key to winning this race is. It's mental toughness. You got to block everything. You got to block when you get tired out of your mind. You got to stay focused. You got to be able to run qualifying laps. Larry said it. This race will be run at its fastest pace at the end. So you got to be ready. You got to be mentally and physically. Oh, by the way, you got to be a little patient. Not with yourself, with your car, because it will come to you.
Well, Larry, one thing we know for certain as daylight turns to darkness here during this race, change is going to come.
Well, we certainly know that it will be an endurance race for these 43 drivers, but to me, it's an endurance race for the driver and their team, because this track will change so much. You have to get aggressive with your changes, and that's the reason, because it's going to change so much that we maybe will see a driver dominate in the early going, but then fade at the end, and someone else will be up there leading this race because they were smart and aggressive with changes.
It's going to change, and the winner could be a big surprise. We acknowledge those who have lost their lives in the past year in the service of our country as we get ready to enjoy the Coca-Cola 600 on Fox.
Today my journey brings me to Charlotte, North Carolina, where I spend the day with Geico driver Casey Mears. I told him the secret to saving money on car insurance. He told me the secret to his car setup. First, he adjusts his speed and a quarter cup of pineapple juice. Or was that the secret to his barbecue sauce?
Hey, secret sauce.
Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. The inspiring story of how a shipping giant can befriend a forest may seem like the stuff of fairy tales, but if you take away the faces on the trees, take away the pixie dust, take away the singing animals, and the storybook narrator,
You're left with more electric trucks, more recycled shipping materials, and a growing number of low-emission planes, which still makes for a pretty enchanted tale. Oops, forgot one.
Sustainable solutions. FedEx. Solutions that matter.
how are things on the West Coast? I hear you moving rocky on the line, rocky my mind. All my exes live in Texas, born on the bayou.
The perfect song for everywhere can be downloaded almost anywhere.
The nation's largest 4G network, covering 2,000 more 4G cities and towns than Verizon. Rethink possible.
In some sports, future superstars are allowed to gradually work their way up through the minors.
Here comes Justin Allgaier.
Us? Well, we're fundamentally opposed to anything that happens gradually.
My name's Staff Sergeant Brian Reynolds. I'm here at Kandahar Air Base with the 519 Thrive Clearance Company out of Fort Leonard, Missouri. I'd like to say hi and thanks to all the veterans there today at the Coca-Cola 600.
This is for all our troops. Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys! Cars all over the place down here in zones 1 and 2. Where did he come from? You gotta expect the unexpected. Harvard, the closer, wins it.
On America's greatest weekend, stock car racing's longest night, the Coca-Cola 600, is about to unfold on Fox as the field rolls out behind the safety car. Let's have a look at the Geico starting grid for tonight's race. Eric Almirola in King Richard Petty's 43 has the pole. His teammate Marcus Ambrose in another Petty Ford will start alongside. Jimmy Johnson in a Chevy looking to do the All-Star 600 sweep, and Greg Biffle, the point leader in a Ford. Clint Boyer and Mark Martin in Toyotas. Martin, the 2002 race winner. Casey Kane is a two-time winner. He's in a Chevy. Denny Hamlin's Toyota, that's row 4. Paul Menard Chevrolet and Regan Smith in a Chevy. They fill row number 5. A.J. Allmendinger trying to become the 7th driver to score his first career win in this race, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. came within 700 feet of winning last year. It's Trevor Bain's first 600. Kevin Harvick was the surprise winner last year. Martin Truex Jr. and Ryan Newman, a 9-time pole winner at Charlotte. Kyle Busch, top 4 finishes, 6 of his last 9 Charlotte races, no wins yet. Landon Castle, great run for him in his Toyota. Joey Logano, best average finish here among active drivers, and Matt Kenseth got his first career win right here. Tony Stewart is the defending Sprint Cup champion. He and Jeff Burton share row number 11, and Jeff Gordon is deep in the field. He's a 3-time 600 winner, with yesterday's preliminary winner, Brad Keselowski. As you look at the rest of the starting lineup, let's go to the front row.
Eric Almirola, CW, got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Hey, man, you're leading the field to the biggest race of the year. What are your thoughts?
I'm excited. It's awesome, man. This 43 back on top of the board. We can be fast for a lap. Now we got to do it for 600 miles. So, really cool to be able to do that with U.S. Air Force on the car and on Memorial Day weekend. So just want to give a shout out to all the troops and everybody who's done it for us. Thank you a lot.
Yes, sir. Good job, everybody. Did the King give you any advice before to start this thing?
Just don't let anybody pass me, and we'll be all right.
Well, you're in the best place for that to happen. Good luck, my friend. We'll be watching.
All right, thanks, Charlie.
Almirola is the 5th different driver to win a pole in the famed 43. Richard Petty won 116 of them, driving that number. Let's get down to our NASCAR on Fox All-Star Pit Crew, beginning with my broadcast partner of 32 years, Dick Berggren.
Well, Carl Edwards has had a tough year so far, Mike. He has not won a race yet, despite the fact that both of his teammates have done so. But he thinks he's got the setup to win tonight. He was fast in 2 of the 3 practice sessions, and the setup is supposed to come on when it gets dark and late at night, just in time for the checkered flag for Carl Edwards to win it. Steve Burns.
Well, thank you, Dick. Steve Addington there is Tony Stewart's crew team.
This team made no secret of the fact that they struggled last Saturday night here on this very racetrack in the All-Star race. I talked to Steve just a moment ago. He said they got the car good in first practice yesterday, experimented a little bit in the second practice, didn't like it. They went back to what they know is good. Nothing fancy tonight, just 600 miles of good hard racing, Matt Yoakum.
Steve Burns, Kyle Busch told me the key words to success tonight for him is pace and progress. The 600 miles, he's going to need to pace himself to make progress starting 17th because his biggest concern is using up the good part of his tires too early in a run. He's never won this crown jewel event. His best finished third on 2 separate occasions, but his car consistent and fast. It could be a very big night in Candyland. Christopher?
Well, Kevin Harvick has a knack for winning the big races, the Daytona 500, the Brickyard, and this race, the Coca-Cola 600 last year. He knows how to stop and pounce when it counts. That's why he's nicknamed the Closer. He has an extra incentive tonight. He is carrying the colors of the Folds of Honor program, an initiative that provides scholarships to military families who had family members killed or disabled in service. Jeff Hammond?
Krista, it's the greatest race weekend of the year, and it all comes down to the grand finale, the Coke 600. And remember, folks, it is the toughest and the longest race of the season. And to be able to view it all, well, you need to have a big screen, a big network, a great team. So take a seat and let's get this show on the road. And guys, I'm proud to be an American.
Yes, that is the world's largest TV screen that Jeff Hammond is atop of. This race is brought to you by Budweiser, the beer that starts with full flavor and ends with a crisp, fast finish. Great times are waiting, so grab some Bud. It is a beautiful day in the Queen City. It's been warm, hot, and sunny. Morning clouds cleared out, and the temperature got up into the mid-80s. And we have mostly sunny skies with a few big white puffy clouds. 400 laps to go, 600 miles here on pit road, 45 miles an hour, but they will enter turn 1 at over 190.
Field window, 48 to 54 laps. I think we'll see a lot of strategy. Kurt Busch in the 51 car crashed in qualifying on Thursday. He goes to the rear of the field in a backup car.
10 former 600 winners in the field, 16 checkered flags in this race between them. We start in broad daylight, sunset, 8:29 Eastern Time, and we'll race deep into the evening in stock car racing's longest night.
Mike, this has been one of the most awesome pre-race shows I think I've ever seen. The job they did here at the Speedway honoring our troops. Today is their day, but tonight, these guys on the racetrack is theirs. Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go Memorial Day racing, guys!
Teammates side by side into turn 2. Almirola with lane choice to the inside. But Ambrose told us yesterday he would lead the first lap of the 600. Marcus Ambrose in the number 9. Almirola second. Great Biffle looking, but he's up on the high side, and here comes Johnson. That's Jimmy Johnson, 5-time series champ for third. Ambrose leads lap 1.
And this is a kind of a picking up where he left off last week. Remember how strong he was in the early going of the All-Star race? Ambrose out front, looking good.
Pointer Biffle side by side with Jimmy Johnson, and Clint Boyer right with them, 3, 4, 5.
Clint Boyer in that 15 car was so happy in final practice. He only ran 4 laps yesterday.
So nice and calm up in the front right now, but don't look in your rear view mirror because they are 3 and 4 wide back here. Dyson for position.
The front straightaway in turn 1, shaded by the condominiums and suites, and then they break out into the sunlight between turns 1 and 2. Track temperature, track surface changes dramatically at that point, and off into the sunshine in turn number 3. Before a respite in shade in 4, and here comes Almirola. Eric Afterburner, winner of the pole, taking the lead to get 1 Sprint Cup bonus point for his teammate.
Didn't put up much of a fight, Ambrose didn't, but it's not a good time to be putting up much of a fight.
Ambrose settles back in second. Here's Matt.
And
And the game plan is for the 43 at some point here quickly to give the lead back to the 9 of Ambrose. And Todd Perry told this morning, their biggest objective, clean air. It's going to be their biggest friend tonight. That car loves it.
Kind of what I was seeing there, Mike, Larry, that looked like the 9 gave up pretty easily to the 43 to let him take the lead there for a lap or two.
Jeff Gordon up to 17th in the 24 Chevrolet. He's gained 6 positions since the drop of the green flag. Joey Logano, Trevor Bayne. Jeff Gordon off into the corner. Bayne has faded from 13th to 19th. Mark Truex in the 56. Battling the 22 of A.J. Allmendinger. That's 11th place.
Yeah, A.J. Allmendinger in that 22 car, we know he was fast last week. We actually thought he had a shot at the pole on Thursday evening. Got a little bit too loose with his car qualifying. Looked solid in the practice since then.
He got just a little too loose on that before, Larry, because he got way up next to the fence, but he got it back down to the bottom and recovered okay.
Ambrose, Almirola trade the lead, but this time they've got company. The 16 Ford. Point leader Greg Biffle looked to make his 3 wide and thought better of it.
Biffle saying, look, you teammates can play games if you want to. I got business to take care of.
Well, they've gained some other company there. Jimmy Johnson in that 48 car won the All-Star race a week ago here at Charlotte.
And Larry, the Chad said that that's a better car. Have you ever told a driver you brought back a worse car?
I don't think so, but if Chad Canal says it, I believe it.
Johnson for 3rd against Almirola. Johnson ends the 6-lap run of 3 Fords at the front of the field.
And what I like about that 48 car, the same thing he did over here last week, right on the white line, maybe even a little bit below it at times. He is eating that bottom up.
Biffle's looking for the lead as they roll off toward turn number 1 from Marcus Ambrose. Wasn't quite close enough to make the pass that time.